Okay, it can be a nightmare for many people. A late night call saying a loved one is in jail and you need to bail him or her out.
Now, many people are skeptical or not sure how to go about doing so. But KTLA's legal expert Manny Medrano, he knows all things, and he's here to explain to us what to do. Hi, Manny.
Well, good afternoon. Well, I represent people charged with crimes throughout Southern California, but unfortunately, there are a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes regarding bail bondsmen. So we spoke to a professional to explain how bail bonds work.
Nobody ever wakes up in the morning thinking that a loved one's going to be arrested. They're going to get a call that they need to post bail.
Dan Nesser has been posting bail bonds in Los Angeles for 13 years. It's not just celebrities who need bail bondsmen to get them out of jail. It can be your son, a close friend, a business colleague. Bail is basically an insurance policy to help guarantee that the defendant makes all his court appearances. Generally, you put 10% of the bail amount down. That's non-refundable. But first, the bail bondsman evaluates whether the defendant is a flight risk.
I'm essentially looking for roots in Southern California. How long has the person in custody been here? How long has their friends or family who are calling me been here? Where do they work? Where do they live? How long have they been here?
Nesser says warning bells go off for certain types of arrestees.
It's transient types, people who are here on a short-term basis, maybe from out of town. They're here visiting for work or pleasure. Those are the ones I have to be cautious about because there's not a high, I have to be very careful that they're going to come back from their state where they're from back to court.
With California having some of the highest bonds in the country, it's important you seek out a bail bondsman who knows what he's doing.
It's important that you look for a professional, you look for somebody who's willing to take the time to explain your legal liability. And don't ever, ever, ever do business with the bail bondsman unless you want to get copies of everything you sign.
Nesser says families often don't realize how a criminal conviction can derail college plans, a job application. So he advises clients to expend resources on a good criminal defense attorney.
I would never advise someone to take money that they may have to put towards a bail over a criminal defense lawyer. Proper representation to me supersedes getting out of jail right away.
So perhaps here's the $64 question. What if the defendant flees after you've posted the bail? Well, if he's not rearrested within 6 months, potentially you can be on the hook for the entire value of that bond. If you have other legal questions for me, email them to mamedrano@tribune.com. Bail, I deal with these issues every day with my criminal clients.
Okay, so say somebody's bail set at $50,000. That doesn't mean you have to come up with $50,000 to get them out of jail, right?
Generally, let's assume not a terrible flight risk. You put 5% down. I'm sorry, 10% down. That's $5K. And then usually a signature will be good for the balance that you promise to pay if the guy doesn't show up. But if it's a flight risk, you may have to put a lien on your home to collateralize it or back it up.
All right. Important information. Thank you so much, Manny.
You bet.